everybody, my name is Jessica Pope and I decided to start a YouTube channel. One of the reasons why I wanted to start this YouTube channel is because I wanted to inspire people who may have felt like they lost their voice due to like different life circumstances, but I'm here today to let you know that I'm gonna help you find your voice again, because it took me a long time to find my voice, honestly, and nobody really knows what losing your voice feels like until you actually go through it. Not only that, I want to inspire you all to be your own light. I want to inspire you all to question everything that is around you and not be afraid to do so. And one of the quotes that I wrote down that's my favorite is, "I loved you before I met you." And I said, when I think of this quote, I refer it back to the coming home to the soul. In life, the closest to the soul that we are is when we are children. But after years of programming from birth, we forget why we are here and the core essence of who we are in this body. Listen, it was not meant to be easy to find yourself again. The removal of things that was attached onto you, it wasn't meant to be easy to just let that stuff go. It's almost like you have to unlearn just to relearn all over again. And listen, you are not by yourself, because I got you. And I also wanted to share a lot of poetry with you all, because I used to write poetry all the way back in 3rd grade or 4th grade, one of them. And when I was in high school, I did so much poetry. And I wrote about things, don't get me wrong, in elementary school, but somebody told me one of my poems was like inappropriate in elementary school, when people needed to know about the things that was going on in this world, especially with like dating violence. But when I got to when I got to high school and I joined a poetry team, those people really became my family. They became home to me. They really helped me literally grow into the person that I am today, including the people I went to college with. And when my senior year of high school came and I realized that I was leaving my family, it just did something to me. When I got to college, I didn't write poetry as much anymore. I stopped picking up my pen as often. And honestly, it wasn't until I truly left college when I was able to pick my pen up again, when I was able to unlearn the things that was never attached to my soul, that was never me in the first place. So listen, I got a poem and I'm gonna read it to you all. I'm gonna put the poem also in the description box. If you want to read along with me, feel free. All right, the title of my poem is called "Sunflowers in My Stomach." You ready? Okay, let me stop being silly. Okay. Ankles deep in concrete, skyscrapers of information clouded my vision. No flowers could be seen. The sunlight was exchanged for city lights, while TV and computer screens lit up my stomach when it was empty. My heart became at war with my thoughts while plastic and fast food laid in the grass. My body forgot it used to be a garden filled with flowers, vegetables, fruit, bees, birds, milk, and honey. My heart slid everything that was placed into my stomach on a plate and fed it to my throat. Loose lips, but nothing of significance came out anymore. I allowed my words to be dimmed by streets that had potholes. I became a pothole. My crown fell off my head every March as I bend over to pick it back up. In the moonlight, creations existed in my skin. In the sunlight, I hid behind dumpsters and stop signs. Red light, green light was a mantra that faded. Peeking between buildings, I saw trees singing songs about grandmothers who held their grandchildren when their parents were ripped away by time like me. I can hear the streams of water in the distance, past the honking, high-heel shoes on pavements, phones ringing. I can hear the melodies of the birds telling me to water my garden. But I don't see my garden, nor do I see enough room to make a garden. At night, I moved through buildings while people slept. I hid in valleys and looked at the stars and wished. I laid in my thoughts and imagined the scenes from Jason Lyrics and Princess Diaries when in nature. I drowned out their voices. That was the closest I ever been to my garden I ever seen in this lifetime before. Shrek and Snow White didn't feel like I could ever touch the flowers that grew off in the distance as time kept moving. Before sunrise, I slid back into the life of a pretty woman, sculpting a woman that felt like she needed to be saved and accepted over the years. I stopped visiting nature at night. A cage grew around my heart, while sunflowers grew inside my stomach every July. Some died in February. It was too cold in Chicago to go outside in December. Creation kept going while time stopped. Tail light vision and people's light no longer made my stomach feel full. Street lights, phone lights, heel-toed on their eyelids. Many people's light had been organized into a box that never belonged to them. I knew there had to be a light that made me feel at home in my skin. I knew my soul existed in nature. I threw away puzzle pieces that never belonged to my soul in the dumpster I used to hide behind. Pulling my feet out the concrete, remembering one's grandmother whose home always had sunlight entering all parts of her to water her garden. Remember my one grandmother who had gold sitting in the corner of her mouth, showing me the sun every time she smiled. All it took was some soil, a sunflower seed, water, sunlight to grow all of me from out the bittersweet darkness. The life of me, a sunflower in physical form. Thank you all so much for listening to me. Thank you all for just simply joining me on this journey of poetry, of transformation, of speaking. I've been quiet way too long. And listen, I want you all to know that you can be anything you want to be, that you always inspired to be. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot follow your dreams. Follow your dreams, and to know you don't have to ever give up your soul to be anything that you want to become. Make your music, write your poem, start your business, do everything you want to do. I ask people all the time, think about the things you are good at or wanting to become good at. What are those things from your heart that will uplift and help the people around you? It's not about what your family, partner, or Earl from down the block wants you to become based off money. What do you want to become? Doing stuff you love every day should not feel like you are in captivity. Doing stuff you love won't feel boring. Once you find that one thing you love to do, go do it. Transition in the flow that goes with your body. And remember to be kind to each other, to love each other, to remember that we all got healing to do. Never forget that. Never forget that if you ever feel like you alone, honey, you are not alone at all. So I love you all. Have a beautiful day, and thank you once again.